Good morning. Good morning. So I just came on just a little bit ago with a clip. Um, whew, just talking about just resolving, living life, intentionally living life authentically, but also just resolving things in yourself, resolving things with others. And so I'll definitely be coming back on. I was just led today. I have not been like really counting the days, but at the beginning of the month, I felt led to go on a fast. I had previously done a 21-day fast and definitely just felt led to go on another one. And in the starting of this new fast that I started at the beginning of the month, I definitely felt led like, okay, God, did I do the last fast wrong? And I don't believe that I did it wrong. I just believe that He's teaching me how to fast in a more impactful and a deeper way. And so the last time that I fasted for 21 days, I think it was more so like the discipline of the not eating portion. And this time he has absolutely shown me like that fasting has to be coupled, needs to be coupled with prayer. And then as well studying and reading of his word, which I'm working on getting better, much better at that, and more consistent, and remaining consistent with that. But definitely the prayer piece. I believe it was either the first or second day that I fasted. I had written out my full schedule of what I was going to do for the day and, planning out things. This wind is doing something to me. But I had planned out like my schedule of what I was going to do for the day and had it all written down, had my day jam packed full. And I looked over at the schedule and felt like God was like, even within myself, I felt like, okay, where is God in this? Where is God in this day? Where is God in this schedule? And it was packed full of everything that I needed to do or wanted to do. But he had me to shift that whole schedule and to add in and insert 30-minute pockets of prayer within every hour. And that was powerful. It was powerful. It was amazing. It was sobering. Um, there are just so many words I could use for it. But literally within every hour of that day up until that evening, for 30 minutes of every hour, I was praying. Even if I wasn't praying, just clear cut. Sorry, I'm with our little one. Even if it wasn't clear cut prayers that I was praying in the Holy Spirit, or I was praying as I felt, as I felt led, that God led me to pray, and I just was started seeing so many like just breakthroughs and get all my breakthroughs and things lining up, and even things that maybe I had desired or wanted or been praying for. I was getting contacts for different things that I had been hoping for and believing for, and even just the peace and the resolve within myself. And one of the things that God had really ministered to me that I wanted to come on and share with you, and I would definitely do this in a longer video, a longer clip, because it has to be, it's needed. But one of the areas and things that he brought up to me was insecurity, the area of insecurity. And when I tell you that thing, it hit me from all sides. I feel like, when you see somebody get punched and they like, it was a good punch, but when you see someone get punched and they get punched in the front, they get punched in the back, they get punched on the side, and they like, ooh, ooh, ooh. That's what I literally could equate it to what I felt like. And like I said, in a good way, but it was in a confronting way. And it was, like I said, that aspect of insecurity. Listen, and when I tell you, and I talk about it in some of my previous videos, but when I talk about like how I did not have my dad in my life, my grandfather and my uncle were primarily the men in my life who really were, that raising me and really had that strong influence in my life, and they were consistent and they were awesome and amazing and they instilled so much. But just even as an adult, recognizing there are some things that only a father can instill. There are some things that only a father is wired to instill into his child. Or even a person who has taken on the role of a father. And so, like, I had stepfather and people along the way, but nobody really stepped into that role. Thankfully, now, I have a spiritual father, and, those things are great. Those people are great, amazing, necessary. But not having that physical role of a father in my life, just really how it played a part. And sorry, this is really getting me. I'm about to flip it back or something. But really not having that person and that role in my life, God just helping me to see and recognize, like, okay, there was a level of void in me, or void, so I thought. And in the natural, there was a void, but God was just showing me, like, okay, when that was a level of insecurity, then I looked for things to secure me. And that insecurity, oh my gosh, he just ministered so much. And the biggest piece that I took away from it all was God was like, okay, my security, our security can only be found in him. So that's why you went to 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 boyfriends and none of them could do it. Or you went to, through 2, 3, 4, 5 girls and none of them could do it, because they were never meant to secure you. They were never meant to be your security. And so once I just rested in that, it felt like almost like there was a wave of peace. There was a wave of clarity, a wave of understanding that insecurity that I had struggled with for so long, in the presence of a relationship or without it, in the presence of a man or without it, in the presence of having my father back in my life or without him, that insecurity stemmed from not having